We are now in Desjardins chapter 12, International Business, and this is aspect 2. Here we will discuss that moral integrity demands applying the same moral standards at home as abroad. We will also discuss that it is not clear that moral standards differ at home uh, and abroad. We all know of an attempt at a moral defense of the different standards of moral behavior at home and abroad. It goes like this. Morality is nothing but a convention, and different places have different conventions and moralities. And so, when one is abroad, one should simply act according to the local conventions, which is the same as the local morality. Desjardins offers two responses to that standard kind of an argument. One, moral integrity demands that one acts according to the same moral principles wherever one goes. If one person acted by different standards in different places, we would say that that person does not have any standards at all, right? That's kind of the idea of moral integrity, that one who has moral integrity acts according to the same moral ideals wherever and whenever they are. So one, moral integrity demands that one acts according to the same moral principles wherever one goes. If paying this abysmal wages, damaging environment, and giving bribes is recognized by one as a moral mistreatment of persons at home, then one should understand they are also a moral mistreatment of persons abroad. This could be grounded in Kantian, utilitarian, or virtue ethics terms. Two, it is not clear that moral standards actually do differ at different places. Populations will frequently tolerate what they recognize to be a set of morally corrupt conventions because they are imposed on them by corrupt leaders, dire circumstances, or for other reasons. The populations will tolerate them, but that does not mean that they accept them. The first chance these populations get, they change those corrupt conventions. Desjardins gives us an example of a corrupt Suharto-ruled regime in Indonesia that promoted bribe giving and in which the population was forced to participate by circumstances. But the moment the people were free of Suharto, they made an effort to crack down on such corrupt practices. Desjardins makes a further comment that local small firms may be excused in participating in morally corrupt practices in order to survive. And even international small firms may also be excused from those same corrupt practices, but from engaging in those same corrupt practices, but to a lesser degree. However, when it comes to large international corporations, they are definitely not excused. Large international corporations can make it a condition of doing business abroad that the morally corrupt practices are eliminated. If their business is wanted abroad, then those countries should institute moral customs and laws. Large international corporations have that kind of a bargaining power by which they can demand moral change, much more so than small firms or even firms at home in those foreign countries where corrupt practices may be the rule. Finally, Desjardins concludes, even though smaller firms may be excused in participating in corrupt moral practices, that does not serve as a moral justification of those practices. Just because some of the firms may be excused in participating in those corrupt moral practices doesn't serve as a moral justification of those practices themselves.